and welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Very often we are told that democracy is in danger in India. And this is said the loudest by those who are proponents of bans, who encourage the othering of ideas they don't agree with, and those who propagate cancel culture. It's of course delicious irony that this bunch of people has also self-anointed themselves liberals. Today it's the turn of the Kerala story to be at the receiving end of this group. The film that tells the story of 3 women from Kerala who were radicalized and turned into ISIS brides has been banned in West Bengal. In addition to that, the film also faces a shadow ban in Tamil Nadu, where theatres have taken it off, fearing a law and order situation. The sad thing is, though, that most of the people who were returning awards en masse and penning anguished editorials on a daily basis about the stifling of free speech in a fascist India today have no opinion or condemnation to offer. As for the West Bengal Chief Minister, she says it's only about maintaining peace.
What is this Kerala files? BJP is showing the Kerala files, a distorted stories. They came to Bengal also. And along with some distorted stories, the concocted stories, they are preparing a films, Bengal files. If they can prepare the Kashmir files to condemn the Kashmiri people, now they defame the Kerala also.
एक्सपोज करने का काम इस फिल्म के माध्यम से हुआ है। क्या ये भारत की मासूम बेटियों के साथ हो रहे अन्याय के साथ कांग्रेस पार्टी खड़ी है कि खिलाफ खड़ी है? चेहरा बेनकाब हो रहा है इन लोगों का जब ये तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, वोट बैंक की राजनीति के चलते बेटियों को गलत रास्ते पर जाने पर मजबूर कर रहे हैं। और पश्चिम बंगाल जैसा राज्य तो फिल्म को बैन करके एक इतना बड़ा अन्याय कर रहा है।
The natural question, though, isn't maintaining law and order the responsibility of the state? Can there be a direct or shadow ban based simply on a perceived threat to peace? If that is the logic, tomorrow no story will be told in India because someone somewhere could get offended or hurt by it. They could then cause a threat to peace. More importantly, what is the ban on? When clearly the filmmakers have said and then reiterated that they or their film is not opposed to any religion or a community or a state, but are simply calling out a terror group that is propagating a radical ideology.
If that is what she has done, then we will again take a legal action. अगर एक गवर्नमेंट ये डिसीजन ले रही है कि हम ये फिल्म को बैन करेंगे, तो उन्हें बताना पड़ेगा कि क्यों उनको लगता है कि ये फिल्म बैन करनी चाहिए आफ्टर सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज क्लियर्ड द फिल्म। डीएमके और कांग्रेस को विचार करना चाहिए कि क्या उनकी गवर्नमेंट एक आदमी को कंट्रोल करके ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट के ऑर्डर को लागू नहीं कर पाएंगे। किसी भी रिलीजन, किसी भी कम्युनिटी, किसी भी कास्ट के अगेंस्ट हमारी फिल्म नहीं है। हमारी फिल्म टेररिज्म के अगेंस्ट है। फ्राइडे के मुकाबले 40 से 45% लोग ज्यादा इस फिल्म को आज देख रहे हैं। तो ये लोगों का जवाब है। ये प्रोपेगेंडा फिल्म होती तो लोग इसे उठा के बाहर फेंक देते।
Almost half of the comments are from that community who are, after watching the film, they are saying yes, this should be this story was supposed to be said long back. And they are thanking us to tell this story.
सबसे आसान चीज होती है टाइमिंग को सवाल खड़ा करना। अब इस बार हम 3 साल पहले जब हमने फिल्म बनाना शुरू किया था, तब हमने थोड़ी ना सोचा था कि हम जब बनाएंगे तब कर्नाटका का इलेक्शन होगा और हम तब फिल्म को रिलीज करेंगे। 9 बजे के शो के बाद रात को नारे लगे कि शालिनी तुम बदला लो। तो अब ये फेक है नहीं है, ये डिबेट का जवाब, ये ऑडियंस का इमोशन, ये ऑडियंस के नारे। इसके बाद अगर कोई बोलना चाहता है कि फेक है, जो है, गुड लक टू देम।
So what really is behind this covert and overt ban on the Kerala story? Is it really about law and order or an effort to appease? And most importantly, how can a film that has passed the test of the censor and the Supreme Court in our country be censored out of hand by anyone?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
right, joining us on the debate, we have Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, director Ashok Pandit, Shoaib Jamai, president of the Indian Muslim Foundation, Nasir Abdullah, actor. But my first question is to Tausifur Rahman, spokesperson of the TMC. And before we start the debate, let me say, just in case anyone starts with what about the BJP ban on BBC, what about Falah's ban on Falah, irrespective of who asked for a ban or imposed the ban, we have said that a ban is not the way to deal with anything. That's the stand we have taken. The ban on the BBC documentary is wrong. The boycott, asking for it because of some bikini or a saffron bikini, it was foolish, and this must not be encouraged. Now let me ask you, sir, answer the elephant in the room. Has the state bowed before? Mr. Abdullah is already rolling his eyes, but anyway, he wasn't rolling it when he was here, when we were taking his side, saying that asking for a boycott because of a saffron bikini is wrong. Be that as it may, I'm asking you, Mr. Tausifur Rahman, are you kowtowing to the radicals when you say, oh, there'll be a law and order problem, so let us preemptively ban the film?
Padmaja, first of all, you fed the milk to the cat, so it's been silent now, before only. So now I'll tell you, this film is all about documentary, right? And you have to focus what's truth in it. Now, the most controversial claim is that approximately 32,000 girls have gone missing.
Sir, that is for the audience to decide. If it's a foolish film or it's a factually inaccurate film, people will Google it and say, what a stupid film. Only 3 girls went. But why are you banning it? Answer the question. Sir, you are a state. You are not a fact checker. So let me ask you, why has the state of Bengal banned the film? Why has the state of West Bengal banned the film? Answer the question.
Okay, fine. Let's come to the director. While the director, Sudipto Sen, has claimed that he has a documentation from 2010.
Sir, I am asking you a simple question. Why are you getting into all this fact checking? We have plenty of people to do that. Why has the state of West Bengal banned the film? That's my question.
That's what I'm explaining you. There is no fact. There is no fact what the movie has shown. So that is why I want to give you an answer. So the people and your viewers should know about it.
Hold on a second. Is it your logic that because facts are wrong, suddenly people will get violent in West Bengal saying, oh my God, we are factually very accurate people?
No, so we don't want
I do not condone factual inaccuracy. I am going to burn this theatre. Because obviously everything is cinema is obviously very, very factual.
No, Padmaja, see, I want to, this is documentary. This is
not documentary, it's a film. This is not documentary, it's a film. Who said it's a documentary?
This is why Gujarat Right got banned, because
oh my God, please.
It is not a truth. It is not a fact.
Okay.
So the movie got banned, okay, we all support.
Padmaja.
Sir, this is, so hold on a second.
That I have no claim that whether it's 32,000 or 3 women. I have no claim as such. So why do you think?
Sir, first of all, let us even... Okay, hold on a second. Let's not go down that road of whether it is 3 or 32,000. Because 1, this is not a documentary. 2, this has been debated ad nauseum. 3, hold on a second. The state of West Bengal, while banning this film, did not say, oh, the facts are not adding up, so we are banning. What did the state of West Bengal say? No. The state of West Bengal said to maintain peace in the state, we are banning the film because we anticipate a law and order problem. Now answer the elephant in the room. Sir, let's not beat about the bush. Let's answer the elephant in the room. Law and order problem by who? Law and order problem by who? You anticipate a law and order problem by who?
In this movie, you are only demeaning one sector of the society. It is as simple as that. The main agenda is to divide and rule. Why was the Kashmir file made? To humiliate one section. Again, this movie has been released to humiliate one section as well. Now, this is the problem why we want to explain your viewers especially. I'm not sitting in any Tom, Dick and Harry channel. I'm sitting on Times Now where people listen to us, where people listen to you. So it cannot go that simple. That
okay,
just because
Sanju
of
Verma, this is a film meant to divide and rule. That's why the West Bengal government is banning it, because they don't want to divide and they don't want to let you rule through that.
Okay, you know, Padmaja, it is 9 minutes into the debate. I have been listening very patiently, and I hope the TMC panelists will not heckle me. You know, let me just say that law and order is a state subject under the 7th schedule of the Constitution. And Mamata Banerjee is well within her right to do what she feels needs to be done to ensure that law and order is maintained. Having said that, what I have a problem with is when Mamata Banerjee, and this video by the way is viral on social media, says that the Kashmir files actually defamed Kashmiris. Somebody is going to make a Bengal files which will defame Bengalis, and the Kerala story is basically intended to defame Keralites and Kerala as a state, which I think is a whole lot of hogwash. Point number 3, and my most important point, I think your viewers will love this, Padmaja. There is a tweet by Mamata Banerjee on the 20th of November 2017 at 12 in the noon. Dot on 12 she writes, the Padmavati controversy is not only unfortunate but also a calculated plan of a political party to destroy the freedom to express ourselves. We condemn this super emergency. All in the film industry must come together and protest in one voice. I remember in 2017 when I used to go on debates and Padmavati's name had to be changed to Padmavat. I used to stick my neck out and say, irrespective of whether it is history or fiction, you know, we cannot allow anyone to indulge in vigilantism. And I'm talking of Karni Sena, which was running amok at that time. And I will now say that the same Mamata Banerjee, who in 2017 felt that any protest against Padmavati was a curve of freedom of speech and expression, madam, why is it that 2017 और 2023 के बीच में, within nearly 5 to 6 years, you've completely taken a U-turn, a 180-degree turn.
Okay,
you were
answer
crying.
that.
You were shedding tears
No,
for
it's not.
Padmavati.
Answer that, Sudipto Sen.
It's not a U-turn. The movie got changed. The script got changed. Sanjuji, you have to understand, and you know the truth. You know the truth. Movie की script कितने बार change हुई? Movie का नाम change
सर
हुआ.
पद्मावत भी चेंज हुआ. पद्मावत का तो नाम चेंज कर दिया गया तौसीफुर रहमान जी. It was called Padmavati and it was changed to Padmavat. Going by your logic, you will ban Padmavat also in West Bengal.
No, definitely. We supported Padmavat and there was nothing wrong with Padmavat.
Oh.
Now the thing is that, Sanju
How do
ji,
you decide? Oh, by the way, you supported and closer to the present, it's not just Padmavat.
Right.
Do you know that 2 of your members of parliament actually shared the documentary of the BBC after its ban, saying we are against any form of censorship? At the time when this entire Pathan boycott row was happening, your chief minister hosted Shah Rukh Khan. And I want you to listen what he said at that time. And everyone was applauding him at that time at the Calcutta Literature Festival, the Film Festival of Calcutta, because he spoke about the importance of cinema in storytelling. Listen to your brand ambassador.
Cinema, and in fact the advent of articulation through social media platforms, have now become the foremost expression of human experience and emotion. The collective narrative of our times is shaped by social media. And contrary to the belief that the spread of social media will affect cinema negatively, I believe cinema has an even more important role to play now. Social media is often driven by a certain narrowness of view that limits human nature to its baser self. I read somewhere that negativity increases social media consumption and thereby increases its commercial value as well. Such pursuits enclose the collective narrative, making it divisive and destructive. Cinema exposes the vulnerability of human nature by telling stories in their simplest form, as they are lived. It allows us to know each other better. In a way, it is best placed to sustain a collective counter-narrative that speaks to the larger nature of humankind.
Cinema exposes the vulnerability, Ashok Pandit, of human nature and gives a counter-narrative. So isn't it incumbent on everyone who supported Padmavat, who supported Pathan, to also support the Kerala story?
Padmaja, thank you very much for calling me on your show. At the outset, I would like to congratulate and clap on the guts Vipul Shah had to make this film, and Sudipto Sen. Now, I would like to tell Mamata ji that Vipul Shah is not a small kid or is not new to the industry. He's one of the leading producers and the sensible producers who knows his job very well, and same is with the director. I would like to tell Mamata Banerjee and all those people who are making mockery of this film that these makers, every filmmaker in this country, they do a proper research. They are responsible people. They are educated people. The victims of this human trafficking themselves have come forward and said, this has happened to me and my daughter is still missing. So there is a proper research. If Vipul Shah starts putting on those interviews the way Vivek is trying to put on Kashmir Files, they will not know where to go. The problem here is not Islam. The problem here is not Kerala. The problem here is not location. The problem here is human trafficking, where the ISIS, one of the biggest terror organization, is being exposed in this film. So let's talk against ISIS. The problem here is that the vote bank politics of this country is negating the real issues, the real problem. The problem is of terrorism. Now Mamata Banerjee is saying Kashmir Files, they negated the Kashmiris. Kerala Files is negating the Kashmiris, the people of Kerala. Bengal Files will do the same. I would like to tell this senior politician that Kashmir victims, the genocide, if tomorrow I have to make a film on Bengal story, definitely I will talk about the genocide of Hindus which happened post assembly elections in Bengal, the exodus of Hindus from Bengal when they went to Assam. So when the stories are narrated, and here we are talking about ISIS, we are talking about terror organizations.
Again, it's a big lie. Sir, no, sir.
Have you seen Salifat? Have you seen Salifat? The issue of terrorism has taken away the entire issue. So when a filmmaker, one second, let me finish. The issue here of terrorism is being exposed. And one more thing.
Like that.
Padmaja,
okay, hold on a second. First of all, let's make a few things clear. As far as just a second. Ashok Pandit, I'll get Nasir Abdullah to respond to you. 30 seconds, please finish your point. I'll get Nasir Abdullah in. Finish your point. Yes.
Yeah, Padmaja. Lakhs and lakhs of people are watching this film and thinking about it. No politician has the guts, or they are not created a magic to go, to convince them to go and see the film. When there is reality, when there is honesty, when the entire nation is thinking about it, watching the film, and they are reacting to it, let the country stand up and be together in fighting terrorism. And I'm also pained to see the silence of my industry who have been fighting against, banning of films. Why the silent today? You showed the entire speech of Shah Rukh Khan Saab. He spoke so well. The content.
Nasir Abdullah, do you want to support what Ashok Pandit is saying? There should be solidarity against censorship by the state at all points. Nasir Abdullah.
Yeah, so, interesting everything the folks are saying. So I have two little situations here. One is that I need to say this. It's important for you to know that as the anchor, that it is a well-known fact now that I'm not really allowed to speak very much, and somebody or the other, either the anchor or one of the people, interrupt me and they get very angry with me, and this happens. My auto rickshaw driver told me recently, he said, sir, they don't allow you to speak. With my white hair, he really thinks I'm a sir, which I'm not. See. No, you're not the anchor.
Ashok, Mr. Pandit, don't heckle him, please. Mr. Abdullah and his auto rickshaw driver will both be offended. Please go on, sir. Let your auto rickshaw driver hear you today. Go on, Mr. Abdullah.
My prediction is coming true. Mr. Ashok Pandit has already started before I can start. See how it works? Okay, Sanju Verma will be the next interruptee, but that's okay. And I was a little offended with the way you didn't allow Mr. Tausif to even start to say what he wanted to.
Mr. Abdullah, can you make your point and go on, please?
No, this is my point. If you don't want this point first, it'll only take 10 seconds more. If you can't take this truth, then it is really pointless. I don't want to be on this debate. I'm sorry. You don't allow the others to speak.
Mr. Abdullah, you've been going on for a minute now, talking about the issue.
Okay.
You want to talk about the issue? Go on. I'm giving you another 30 seconds. Otherwise, you are welcome to leave. Go on.
Okay, I think I'll stay. I was thinking I will leave, but I'll stay because 30 seconds is all I'll get because one of you will interrupt me. So here is the deal. I have no support for banning this film or any other that has been around. I have no support. I don't think any film should be banned. Absolutely not. My only contention was, the question I had was that, and you have been interrupting about the numbers, and you all are saying, oh, 2 or 3 or 1 woman gone. No, 32,000 women have disappeared. Nobody knows about it. The law enforcing agencies, the police, the CBI, nobody knows. And these filmmakers know it, and they have said, so, oh, that money is gone. So you have increased it from 3 women to 31,997 women. How did you get, and they are still, and then they are backtracking and going back and forth. They have not given a proper answer. Don't interrupt me, Mr. Pandit. They have not given an answer, and on your channel recently on CNN, hang on, see, I knew you would interrupt me. Wait, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Nothing will go wrong. There'll be I am not doing an expose or a collapse. Nothing will happen. I'm just telling you what I know. I've been asking all along, and Mr. Vipul Shah has said, or whatever his name is, he has said that it is 60,000. On CNN News, he said it's actually, so they're backtracking back and forth. They're saying it's a fictional amount. We could not say the right numbers because the matter is in the court. This is a lot of rubbish. You have used lies, and these lies make the film more demeaning for the Muslim community. You have said it for a fact. If you're talking
so
about
here's the thing, sir. I think the really positive thing that you have said, that as a filmmaker, you do not support any ban on anyone.
Absolutely.
And as far as demeaning any community is concerned, I will quote to you the Kerala High Court, not Vipul Shah, not any political party. The Kerala High Court has said that there is something called freedom of speech and expression. They have artistic freedom. You have to balance that also. What is there in the film that is against Islam? There is no allegation against a religion, but only against the organization ISIS. That is what the Kerala High Court has said. Now let me come to Shoaib Jamai and Sanju Verma. I'll come back to you in a second. Shoaib Jamai, I started by talking about the elephant in the room, and I'm going to continue with it because it's very convenient for people to say, oh, there is a perceived breach of security. You know, this theme is revived again and again very conveniently. Do you know when was the last time this was revived? In 2013. What happened in 2013? Salman Rushdie was invited to Kolkata for the Kolkata Literature Festival. But, and I quote from the Telegraph, Rushdie himself reportedly cancelled his visit after his hosts in Bengal pulled back the invitation following warnings from the local police and political establishment, who were unanimous that the writer's visit would irk sections of the Muslim community. So when Pathan is released, there is no perceived law and order problem. When Padmavat is released, there is no perceived law and order problem. In fact, the Chief Minister goes and says, oh, if UP will ban a film, we will release it. But Rushdie comes, there is law and order. When this film is being released, there is law and order. Why? Law and order by who? That is the elephant in the room. Law and order problem by who? Shoaib Jamai.
Very well said, Padmaja.
Good evening, Padmaja, and thank you for my last 30-second slot. Let me first of all welcome to my fellow panelist Sanju Verma after that controversial statement for which Times now has distanced themselves.
What is this? Please speak on the topic at hand.
Welcome to Sanju Verma.
Sanju Verma.
Should I repeat that controversial statement?
Okay, Shoaib Jamai, why are you baiting her? You know that this will then descend into, you know, a tutu memek. Talk about the topic. I am asking you very simply, law and order problem by who? Please talk.
Padmaja, you know, Nazis used to make propaganda movies to justify the persecution of Jews. One movie was called The Eternal Jew, released in 1940. So this was a trend. When someone wants to persecute the minorities or certain section of the society, this kind of propaganda movie is being used as a weapon. And now you see the repercussion of the movie is that in a theater hall, everyone chanted कि अब हम बदला लेंगे, इन मुसलमान लड़कियों को हिंदू बनाएंगे। ये कहाँ हो रहा है? ये सिनेमा हॉल के बाहर हो रहा है, सिनेमा हॉल के अंदर हो रहा है। इसलिए पिक्चर बनाई थी विपुल शाह ने, ताकि आप एक लोगों की भावनाओं को यहाँ से भड़का करके एक कम्युनिटी के अगेंस्ट कर दें। अभी आपके पैकेज में ही चलाया गया कि भाई ऐसा लोग कर रहे हैं तो हम क्या करें। आपको पहले से नहीं मालूम था कि लोग ऐसा ही करेंगे, बिकॉज यू क्रिएट अ सेंसेशन 30,000 बोल करके फिर बैक ट्रैक कर गए।
Sir, let me ask you a simple question. Let me ask you a simple question. Just a second, please. One person at a time. Let me ask you a simple question, Shoaib Jamai. The Madras High Court quoted instances where Hindu priests have been shown as criminals, rapists. There is a very distasteful C-grade film called Gunda. You should see how a man with a chutia is portrayed in it. And everyone knows who keeps a chutia. Now, going by your logic, people will go and say कि भाई all जितने पुजारी होंगे मंदिर के पुजारी उनको लोग पीटने लग जाएंगे, आप ये भी फिल्म बैन कर दो, आप वो भी फिल्म बैन कर दो. And coming to your thing about Nazi propaganda, चलिए Kerala story is being banned in West Bengal because it's creating hatred and it's Nazi propaganda. Why was Salman Rushdie stopped? He was coming to promote Midnight Children. Is he a part of Modi's Nazi propaganda? Answer this. Answer this. Why was Salman Rushdie's entry stopped? Is he a part of Nazi propaganda?
The question was based on this because you have assumptions. You have a very narrative about me that I am supporting the ban. No, I am not supporting any kind of ban. I am against the banning of any creative freedom. But in the name of creative freedom, if you try to demonize a certain section of the society, ethically and morally, it's wrong and it's a criminal offense which need to be dealt.
Kerala High Court has said that no society is being demonized. Kerala High Court has said no society is demonized.
You see the reaction.
Are you saying the judge is stupid?
Are
you saying the judge of the Kerala High Court is stupid?
Suresh Chauhan has asked to convert 10 lakh Muslim girls into Hinduism.
Sir, you file an FIR, let him be jailed. I am not a spokesperson for Suresh Chauhan or anybody else. But what I am quoting to you is the Kerala High Court.
Announced to convert 40 lakhs Muslim girls into Hinduism by luring and by deceiving.
Okay, respond, Sanju Verma. It is invariably giving rise to this kind of hateful backlash. Sanju Verma.
May I please, Shoaib Jamai, मैंने आपकी बात बड़े ध्यान से सुनी. Now let me just say one thing. The Kerala High Court, as Padmaja rightly said, has categorically said that this particular movie, the Kerala story, does not defame Muslims as a community. So please do not sit here and play the victim card. मैं आपसे एक बात पूछना चाहती हूँ. There are so many instances जब एक शालिनी बन जाती है फातिमा, एक रागिनी बन जाती है नगमा, एक नंदिनी बन जाती है जुबैदा. क्या आपने आज तक देखा है कि एक रूबी का वंदना बन जाती है, या नूर या नाज कभी रीता और गीता बनती हैं, या कभी मुमताज मालिनी बन जाती है? नहीं. So this movie exposes one-way love jihad.
Okay.
It exposes
okay, look, hold on. We are not here to get into an extended debate about love jihad or conversion. Very simply, this conversation is about whether there should be a ban. Whether this film portrays reality or is a work of fiction or is completely pointless, that is not for us to decide and ban it or not ban it. It is up to the viewers to decide. And that's why I again want to ask you, Tausifur Rahman, why is it that law and order problems only happen when a Salman Rushdie comes, when a Taslima Nasreen is banned from entering West Bengal, and now when the Kerala story is to be released? Didn't you apprehend any law and order problem when Padmavat was being released?
No, Padmaja, when you speak about Salman Rushdie and Taslima Nasreen, these two writers, they wrote about Islam and gave all the negative propaganda. And he spoke against the Prophet, which in the book it's called satanic verse. Now, of course, they should be banned. Not 2013, but even 2023. If anyone comes like that, they should be banned. And I'm going off
there
the
you
track,
have it.
not as a
Maybe you should give a
spokesperson,
memo now then to your members of parliament who shared the Gujarat documentary and said we are against censorship. Your MP spoke in the Rajya Sabha and said that the most resounding slap on the face of boycott brigade is the fact that Pathan is running to full houses. Censorship must not be allowed. So here you've said that freedom of speech is relative for you. Is Salman Rushdie also a part of, by the way, Modi's fascist and Nazi propaganda?
No, I never said he's a Modi supporter. I gave you the book's name, Satanic Verse, and you have to read like whatever he quoted.
So in 2013, by the way, in 2013, he was coming to promote Midnight's Children. It got nothing to do with satanic verses.
So what? If a criminal kills the 100
he's a criminal, is it?
And goes to another place to promote, you will allow them?
So Salman Rushdie is a criminal according to you?
Of course he is. Anyone's going against Ram or anyone going against the Prophet, we don't support that.
Actually, many people are against Ram, sir.
Is with me.
Many things have been said. Many things have been said. MF Hussain made paintings which a bunch of people in India objected to. And at that time, people like you were at the forefront saying, freedom of expression, artistic freedom, creative license. But now, Salman Rushdie is a criminal with no criminal case against him, but he's a criminal. Anyhow, I think that pretty much answers Ashok Pandit the predicament that the film industry also finds itself in when you've got politicians like this.
Who gives you the right
Ashok
to
Pandit.
talk about the Prophet or Shira? Who gives you the right?
You see, Padmaja, I through your chat, who can be a better victim or a bigger victim than yours? You saw what happened recently to your journalist in Punjab. She was jailed because she was trying to speak the truth. So that time these people, they will not talk about it. Now my only concern is this film has raised an issue. It's raised a very important issue. It's raised an issue of internal security. It's raised an issue of women being harassed. They have been converted into terrorists, suicide bombers and all that. Now my appeal to the government of India through your channel is that this entire issue of ISIS, I'm sure they're working on it, should be seriously taken and seen to it that no single girl or no single woman belonging to any community of this country should be a victim of this terrorism, this ISIS, and not fall into the trap of these people and get into this kind of problems and issues.
Okay,
then
one is the actual problem. That is for the government to handle.
He's done his job successfully.
That is for the government to handle. Then there is a work of fiction which tries to tell a story. And the third is when the politics around it starts and people brand an entire film as nothing more than propaganda to malign a community, as a result of which the director of the film has now got a threat to his life. A boy in Rajasthan, a Dalit boy by the way, has already been beaten. No arrests have been made. And chances are what will happen is that people will justify it saying, अरे ये तो hateful propagandists थे, अच्छा ही हुआ इनके साथ, पिट गया ना, ये तो hate फैला रहा था. Serves them right. That is the danger of the time that we live in. And when politicians decide to kowtow before radicals. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and Sanju Verma for joining me.